critical life skill this week, something that's going to really propel them into the future. I taught them how to not look directly at a butthole. Life skill right there. And I know you're thinking, who's butthole, right? And it's not butthole, it's buttholes. It's 2 buttholes of the 2 kitties that we fostered for 1 week from Paws. These little kitties were just prancing around, showing us their buttholes while we're trying to eat dinner. And, it was a life skill that they had to learn. And you know what you're thinking? Fostering, what a trap, right? You have them in your house, you fall in love with them, you adopt them, your kids move to college, 15 years later, you're still dealing with these cats you didn't even want in the first place. But here's the thing, folks. I'm not good at falling for traps. I can sniff them out like a hawk. That Nigerian prince looking for money over email? Trap. Arcades? Trap. The old IRS phone call? Trap. And that elusive Rodan and Fields party invite. If any of you don't know what Rodan and Fields is, it's a pyramid scheme for anti-aging skincare products. And for some reason I get invited to these parties all the time, but I can sniff them out. It starts out so innocent. Like, you run into your friend Sheila on the street and she's like, oh my God, Lisa, I have not seen you in forever. You look okay, like your skin looks a little thirsty, maybe a little dehydrated. Why don't you come on over? I'm having a girls' night. We're gonna drink rosé, have some dinner, bring your wallet. It's gonna be fun. And I look right at her. I know it's a trap. And I say, listen, Sheila, see this month? I'm not doing shit. That's right, I'm doing something called natural aging. Because then, in 40 years from now, people are going to look at me like an exotic bird whose eyebrows can move and forehead has expression. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be so popular. And one other thing, Sheila, while we're talking about body, something about your boob job I just want to get off my chest. If you think of your body like a home and you remodel the kitchen, the rest of the house is going to look like shit, Sheila. So I'm good at identifying traps. So when we got these kitties, I was very comfortable with the zero obligation of fostering. My kids were super happy because they felt like, oh, Mom loves us, she's going to let us get us a pet, this is great. But the real reason I did it was to use it as an opportunity to see if my kids were serial killers. I know the stats. Every serial killer hurts animals when they're young. So why not get some foster kitties into your house, check it out, get ahead of the curve if they have the tendencies and figure out what to do, right? And I get it, right? When you introduce a child with a pet, there's going to be a little bit of torture. It's normal, right? Snuggle. There's going to be a kitty getting choked. That's what we've all gone through. What I'm really looking for was like real torture, like the opposite of a Buddhist monk who won't step on a fly. Something Dick Cheney would have authorized. Real motherfucking torture. And I thought to myself, what if my kids have these tendencies? What am I supposed to do, right? And like a woman, like I am, in the 21st century, mother, trying to be progressive, what do you do in that scenario? There's only one answer. You nurture that talent, right? You let that child blossom. So when Billy goes to cut that pork chop with the butter knife, and he's going like this, you have to praise that behavior. That's right, Billy, that is how you hold a knife. Right? When you say, who wants to go to the zoo? And they say, let's go to the cemetery instead. You say, all right, here we go. Right? Now, we've all seen Dexter, right? So you know that parents have some ability to groom their children. And I think there's one area that I could really kind of hone in on the sweet spot with my kids are serial killers, which is helping them identify the target. Right? And so I would pick somebody who actually is just a normal, everyday person who really just probably needs to die. Just help them identify those people. And the criteria I would use for that would be, somebody who's come up with the most sophisticated battle techniques you've ever seen. Someone who's brainwashed their neighbors into doing unthinkable acts. Someone who knows no end at achieving world domination. You know the people I'm talking about. Those Rodan and Fields reps. I've got one more thing to tell you before I take the kitties this morning, and when I got home, I very proudly opened up our baby book, and I found that page that said serial killer, where you write yes or no. And I'm proud to respond that I only marked no for one of my children. Thank you very much.